Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Anything Goes. It is a glorious Friday afternoon here in the Richards household. Cheers, baby.
Cheers. I've been waiting for this. Every time we've done one of these podcasts, I've just been not drinking. So
He has wanted.
It doesn't get any better than this. It's summer, and we're in what was formerly the hottest part of our house with the aircon going, and I'm drinking red wine in the middle of summer. It's great.
Heaven.
Who drinks red wine in summer? I do in aircon.
Morgan does in 18-degree aircon. But here we are. You will be listening to this on a Tuesday. We hope that you are already loving the consistency of us being back. In fact, our analytics definitely tell us that you are. So if you are a listener, though, just thank you. Let's go there. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's prompting me. I'm like, I say thanks all the time.
No, but we love you so much. And like we said on the last one, this is your podcast. So we are back, though. This week we are talking all things money. Money. I put a question box up a little while ago. I don't even know if you remember this. And I asked you guys, I asked my Instagram followers, but that's predominantly you guys, to ask us questions that you would like answered. And actually, I even did my own Q&A box the other day, and money always comes up for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I get asked a lot of questions about how do we make big financial decisions together, and how do we start in share investing and all things money. So we thought we would talk about money this week. However, I wanted to begin at the base level because we can talk about it a lot. It's so funny. Morgs and I, like, people say don't talk about sex, politics, or religion. And they are literally
when you're trying to sell something.
Yeah.
On podcast is fine.
Yeah. Well, no, but also, like, our brand is our brand. Like,
yeah, I know.
But I'm like, give me all the chats about sex and religion and, like, money, please, and all about politics.
Most stories that involve sex and religion aren't, they're not feel-good stories.
Morgan. So, if you're watching on the camera, I almost kicked him. But we're going to start at the beginning, and we wanted to I'm going to pose 4 questions to Morgan, and I'm going to answer them as well.
And I don't know what these questions are.
He actually has no idea. However, I got these questions. So I am a huge fan. Shout out to Chris W. Harder, who I listen to him every other day. So any podcast he's ever released. So this is a huge plug and a shout out.
And Chris is like Joanna's Joe Rogan. Like, she listens to Chris like I listen to Joe Rogan.
100%. Chris and I have showers together every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Morgs walks in and I'm like saying the intro like, welcome back to For the Love of Money. My name is Chris W. Harder. But anyway, no, that's Sean Croxon.
I know, you mixed up 2 podcasts there.
But I love Chris Harder. So his podcast is For the Love of Money. And he's actually just about to rebrand to Chris Harder Podcast Show, by the way. But he has for years talked all about money. So I listen to that every other day. And he's talked so many questions and had so many discussions. And I've never actually been inspired to bring it across. But these 4 questions because I think if we are going to begin to talk about money, which I really want to, then this is a beautiful beginning. So if I'm ever going to get asked from you guys on Instagram, this is the podcast I'm going to send you to talk about money and in relationships. Sure. So 4 questions. Here we go. And the idea, by the way, everyone, is to sit with your own partner, do it on a date night, have a glass of wine, enjoy yourself, and ask each other these questions. So,
what are the questions?
Question number 1, Morgan Guy Richards.
Yes, please don't repeat my middle name on our podcast.
Baby, you've got your initial in your Instagram handle.
Yeah, but no, it's a part of the mystique. All right.
Okay, number 1. What makes you feel more secure, babe? Saving or earning?
Saving, because if you've got a big savings pile, it doesn't matter immediately if you stop earning. So if it's about security, what makes you feel more secure?
Yes.
Is stockpile rather than. But it's like you've got to earn more to create the stockpile. So it's kind of like... if you really tapped in? Well, the immediate answer, the right answer is the first answer that pops in.
Well, there's no right or wrong. Hang on, can I just say no?
For me, you asked me the question.
Okay. I was like, there's no right or wrong in this, by the way. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're giving me 2 choices,
yes,
the question, the way that I'm going to answer is whatever pops into my head first.
Beautiful.
And I'm like, is it better to have $10 million in the bank or have 100,000 coming in each week?
Well, I'd have to do the math on that. See, so my answer to that
is 5.2 million a year. All right.
Oh.
But see, that's the thing. So I don't know. I think I'd rather have 10 million in the bank.
Yes. Yeah. See, no. Okay. See, okay. So funnily enough, when you pause, I was like,
it's 2 years.
How awkward that you're pausing. Like you are 100%
because
saver.
Yeah, but
so my answer, and then we're going to dissect it, everyone. So we're going to answer. We're going to answer the question.
Think about the question.
But when I wrote it, wrote them all down when Chris was saying it, and I'm answering them in my head in the shower as I was listening the other week. I was like, oh my God, Morgs is saver. Mm-hmm. So my answer, I 110% feel more secure earning. Yeah, 100%. Okay. And you know this. Like I am fervent with, I love to make money. I always say in our relationship, like I feel like I'm the CEO and you're the CFO.
Yeah.
Like I make the money and
you like to spend it too.
Oh, babe, I fucking love to spend money. But and we're going to get to that. That's the second question. But I always say, like, I love to make the money, and Morgan's job is to make our money make more money. That's like our roles. But I feel so secure when I know, like, I kind of feel like we've got a lot of savings. But for me, I would feel so insecure if our income stopped and we had to rely on savings, whereas you would too. But but fundamentally for me, I feel so much more empowered and secure in knowing that money is an infinite resource and I have all the tools at my hand. Like, and I'm just like, earn. Now, here is the cool thing about this. Why we're asking these questions and why it's important for you to ask your partner these questions is you have to understand how the other works. And we can use this as an example ourselves because we're going to dissect everyone. I am security for me is earning. So I work hard. I do. But I love it. I thrive in it. I like discipline. I like schedules. I like all those things. I'm not saying to do that. That's not the right answer. I just love doing it. But the idea is that if your partner is getting at you and is like, you work so hard, rah, it's like, yeah, but my security is that I feel secure when I'm earning. But I know, and you know this, that I had to make a really conscious effort to set, because I'm just like, yeah, money in the bank, because it comes, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm going to earn more.
Yeah.
But I had to sit with you and we did all of our goals this year and I was like, okay, well, honey, how much do you want to save? Right? And we set our savings goals. So it's this really powerful dynamic in a marriage or relationship to sit and understand this about the partner. And even, babe, for you, like, he doesn't know these questions.
See, I'm a bit like a dragon, right? Like in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, right? The dragon is this thing that basically its only goal is just to hoard gold. It's all it does is just sit on its pile of treasure.
Oh, really?
That's its thing, and that's all it does. It doesn't do
legitimately
anything.
That's in the Lord
I think that's a bit like me. I like to to look at our bank account and see numbers in there. I'd like to open up our share portfolio religiously, probably too many times a day, and like our cryptocurrencies and stuff like that as well. I like to open it and see that stuff, right? I like to see green numbers. That gets me excited. I like to see what we have grow.
It's so true, and it's so funny because to me, Morgs will go. He's like, I don't care. I mean, I care. Of course I care. But I give a fuck on the front end, right? So I'm out there. I'm like, no, but okay, how can I, what have I done this week to not even bring in money, but I'm just I don't know. Like, this is where our dynamic is so opposite. We're chalk and cheese. And Morgs will go, oh, shit down on the market. And I'm like, literally, I will be like, I don't care. I say to Morgs all the time, I'm like, cool. Like, always tell me. But it's so funny for me because he's like, oh, it's funny, right? I don't care. And I'm like, baby, that thing could go to nil and I don't care. I'm like,
if it went to nil.
But the point is, I'm like, but always tell me. And I, I'm here for that. But I'm like,
it's funny. I haven't looked this afternoon and what's the time? The session ended a couple of hours ago. And I'm like, my phone's recording you and I'm like itching to like check it to see.
But this is a dynamic. This is so powerful to understand. So the point is that, and Morgsy, you do, right? Like I do work very hard and all the things, but this is powerful to have this conversation too. So just so you know, like these are literally the first time we're asking each other these questions and it's the first time Morgs has heard it. So it's funny because I'm going to probably, we'll talk very candidly about the marriage, but when Chris said it and I loved it, he was like, as a partner, if you understand, so this is to you now, that your partner, so your wife, me, feels more secure earning, you've got to give them that space and understand that my security comes from working like I do. Like that's what makes me feel really good and secure.
Yeah.
And even if honestly, like I have to say, we can do a whole other, actually we probably will podcast
we've got to keep this podcast short. Okay. So let's move on to the next question.
Number 2, I was just going to say like there's the whole unraveling there of like what is it? What is it? Like,
I don't know. I know what you're trying to say, but I don't know.
We could do a whole podcast on that. Okay. Number 2. And I know this too. What's more important to you, babe? Spending money on things or experiences?
Things.
Yeah.
I love gadgets and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I prefer material things to like going to this like amazing restaurant in a really high building or some bullshit like that. I enjoy those things.
Yeah.
But given the choice between the latest MacBook or like a new phone or some shit like that, I'll choose the material thing over the experience every day.
And what do you think mine is?
It's definitely experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely experiences.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I am the most non-thing woman you could potentially ever meet in your life. And it's so funny because we have a lot of success and we've had a lot of success and we will continue to have a lot of success. And I literally could not give a shit about any of it. Like I will, and hold me to
it. To be fair, there's things in the material world that people would equate to bringing me happiness that I don't give a shit about. Like an over-the-top car or designer clothes and things like that. But even then, those sorts of things.
I remember because we recently bought our new car and I was like, because we cash always, like no debt, like that's our thing. So I'm like, if I can't pay for the car in cash and then still keep, lots in the bank and all the rest of it, I'm not interested. And I was like, well, we could get the Rangy or the this or the that.
God, no.
Right? But I was like, I just don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. We were actually laughing about this morning, like the Gucci belt, which is, by the way, there is no right or wrong, but just understand the psychology of this is the point of these questions with your partner. And this is like so important to understand. And Morgs is amazing at this.
Do you know the thing on just quickly on a Gucci belt? I heard a joke, right? It was about America. And it was just, all the drama they've had there in the last 12 months. And it's like, America right now is basically a third world country wearing a Gucci belt. But that's how I feel about people who wear Gucci belts. Yeah. Because it's like the most expensive thing they own.
Yeah, it's probably on debt. But the whole idea with this as well is that I know, and I don't bat an eye. Like our house, our door and doorbell is a revolving like ding ding.
Yeah,
ding
I
dong.
spent a bit on Amazon.
Ding dong. I think there's a running joke with our beautiful friends and property managers that are like guys,
I'm keeping the local Australia Post subcontractor guy afloat.
100%, right? But it's funny for me, but I don't get frustrated, or I'm not like, what have you bought? I'm like, oh, what's come today? Because I know that Morgan values that. However, when I want to go and have a 90-minute float, if I want to go, which I do every month now, like I do that every other week, but if I've started to have like experiential days for myself, and I will just go spend money on myself. I'll go have a spa day, I go have a float, I go for lunch, I have
and that's great because you used to just sit in your office and work from sunrise to sunset.
5-6 days a week. Yeah. So my whole thing, and Morgs knows this now, so when I had my self-love school launch, my first launch, like for me, what I needed from Morgan was to celebrate that with an experience.
Yeah. So
Morgan, and he knows that. So he took me for a beautiful lunch, and then we did all these things because I couldn't care less about them. Like, oh, well done. Here's a beautiful new bracelet, or here's an amazing watch, or I got you a new bag, and they're beautiful things. And this is there's nothing right or wrong because Morgs is things, right? But know that in the partnership, because I know I'm never going to, and I don't, berate or put down or judge or get protective over money if Morgs is spending it on things. Yeah. I know that's right.
Yeah.
What makes you happy.
Yeah. But I buy things that make our life better.
Sure.
So, and you know, think about things are forever. Experiences are for the day.
Experiences are forever because memories are forever.
You can't remember half the things you've done.
Lies.
I don't. I've done them with you, and I don't remember. Probably because I don't value them as much.
Yeah,
to
right.
Be fair.
God.
You know, the thing that stands out the most was of the experiences was dinner at Mado in Peru.
Yeah,
so for those who don't know, this is my story.
Okay.
See,
no, go.
I've got it on time here. You were talking for 4 minutes. So just take a breather, have a sip of wine, and let me share a story, okay?
But tell the story about how late I stayed up to get this booking.
Oh, yeah, okay. So where I'm going to talk to the camera. So there's a restaurant in South America, in Peru. It's called Mado, and it's was at the time the 7th ranked highest restaurant in the world. And basically you have to book 3 months out in advance at least to get a table. So Anna waited up till midnight when the bookings refreshed, and she was on there. She got us a table, 10-course degustation, and it was amazing, right? We actually and we had to work it. We were dressed up for this restaurant 4 hours before we caught a flight.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Back home to Australia, but we went, and that was great. That stands out for me. The food was amazing, the service was amazing. But that's like pinnacle experience, right? Yeah. You're eating at one of the top 10 restaurants in the world.
That costs a lot of money.
I get that. And so that sort of thing like sticks out. So it's good to, I suppose for me, what the point of that long-winded story is that for me, an experience has got to be
What about Morocco?
I thought Morocco was a shithole. To be honest with you.
What about the desert and like...
It was fucking stinking hot, babe.
I loved it.
Let me tell you about the desert in Morocco, and we're going to move on straight after this, right? 45 degrees at night in the tent, right? With no aircon, no fans.
It was phenomenal.
It was torture.
What about the traditional Moroccan spa hammam I booked for?
So Anna's like, yo, we got to go to this hammam, right? Which is basically
it's a Moroccan experience.
Yeah, it's like everyone on TripAdvisor and all the stuff, and everyone says great, right? I was like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, it's like a day spa type thing, right? We go and we get separated. Anna gets a lady that takes her into the room.
With no teeth.
With no teeth. And this dude takes me in this room, strips down to his jocks, and he's like whacking me with like towels and shit and like scrubbing me with a brush. Still mainly dressed, but I'm in my jocks too. I was like, this is the closest thing to a homosexual experience I think I've ever had. Is another man baiting me. And it was at that point I was like, there's no doubts I'm definitely not gay. Definitely heterosexual. And yeah, but it was like, I came out, I was like, saw Anna, and I was like, came out, I was like slightly traumatized because I just wasn't prepared. I had no expectation.
I was sitting in my hammam with she was so amazing, like wildly overweight, no teeth.
Yeah.
I don't know, Moroccan woman who was scrubbing my body. I was sitting naked and I was crying with laughter because I was like, oh my God. Anyway, I am all about the experience. I will spend so much money on things
we should do the podcast like when experiences go wrong, and I'll just do like a deep dive in my hammam.
Oh, God. But yeah, so I'm all about experience. Okay. But this is the thing. It's important to know. So don't begrudge your partner when I'm actually crying with laughter, when they want to buy something. But also if you're a husband or wife or long-term
ask questions,
or
though.
relationship.
If I'd asked more questions about the hammam, I wouldn't have been in that predicament.
No, but it's an experience. Okay. Number 3. Oh, I gotta take a breath. I'm really interested to know your answer on this because I know ours are going to be wildly different.
Sure.
What is our spending? So it's 2 parts.
Yep.
So what is our spending threshold? As in, what is the purchase amount you'd like to be consulted on?
Anything over $1,000.
Oh, okay. We're very fucking similar. Okay. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, because I think, I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me why. It's just a number. I just think it's a good number.
Yeah.
$1,000. Because I think, well, anything over $1,000 is getting into sort of capital stuff. It's like, what are you buying for $1,000?
Yeah.
Like, is it tax deductible?
Yeah.
Can we claim some of it back?
Spencer. James.
So yeah, look, $1,000. It's a good round number. For maybe some people it's less, maybe it's more. I mean, I don't know, but
no, I think the majority of this.
I'm sure for some housewives out there, they have this thing where they divide it by 50 and add 100. Like divide it by 50%.
I disagree.
And add 100. Tell the husband that's the price.
I think No, I think you watch too many American reality. You watch none. But it's funny because that's about my number. Like, I could not give a shit up until about $1,000. Like, okay. Do whatever you want. His eyes. Oh my God.
I'm just wondering if I can talk to someone at JB Hi-Fi to give me 5 $999 invoices.
What do you want?
I don't know. I just like checking back by
I know what you want. No, you want an 8K TV.
I want it's the Sony.
Okay, whatever. He wants a $5,000 TV, and I'm like, we have 4. Like, how many? Anyway,
this one's a piece
doesn't
of
even
shit.
matter.
This one's a piece of shit.
I don't
the
care.
one downstairs
it's
is
so
a piece of shit. Look,
yeah.
if you know anything about technology, we don't have a 4K monitor or screen in this house.
Disgusting.
Other than our phones. I don't even think they're 4K.
Oh, disgusting.
Okay, we're living in the dark.
All right, so my spending threshold to you back, $1,000. So just to give you an example. See, but you got to know that then, because the other day, and I laughed beautifully, and I think it's so sweet. You let me know, you're like, hey, I want to take a punt on this share. I think I'm going to sink like $200 into it. And I was like, baby, I literally drank about $300 of Verve last night. So I was like, I literally pissed.
We gotta make you sound like you're it was 160 because it was 2 bottles.
No. So we had a bottle at Belly Pavilion also, which was $120.
Okay, I'm gonna have to lower my threshold down to $100 then. But you're buying bottles. Here's the thing.
No experiences.
No. It's not an experience, babe. You go to Belly Pavilion all the time. You drink food at home. That's not an experience.
That's just 100% an experience.
That's a YOLO. That's
YOLO.
a YOLO. Here's the thing. If you go to a place like Belly Pavilion or any other of these wanky places and you buy a bottle of Vouv there and you pay $150 for it.
120. You're
a fucking idiot.
Well, I am a fucking idiot and I'm proud of it.
Okay, so moving on. We've established that.
But my point is, I said to Morgs, I was like, please don't, I don't need to know. Like, no offense, but I was like, I put that amount of money down the toilet technically because I drank it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, so do whatever you want to do. Like, if you want to punt $200 on shit, go for it. Like,
to be fair, it was just that dog coin.
Dog.
It's a meme coin.
GameStop.
But everyone on Reddit, everyone on Reddit was saying it was
we made some money
explode. Went up 40%.
We made some money. Can I just say though, this is probably the most important question. So I know we've just had a bit of a laugh and all the things, but this is, again, I didn't know his number. So I'm like, okay, awesome. $1,000. What can I get? No, but seriously, you should know this, but I just want to empower women to know this as well. I want you, if you're a mother, so I disagree with you. What I was saying is that I think, and you know this is my biggest passion.
Just to be fair, I didn't make a statement. I just said, it's like the thing sometimes housewives do. They take the cost of something, divide it in half, and add $100 or add $50. And that's what they say the price is.
Except my greatest passion is empowering women to be financially independent, not for their lives and not to be like leave their husbands, but to never have to ask or seek permission in terms of their spending.
Yeah, but you got to be realistic. You can't be like, Anna said I've got to be independent. Just like,
no, of course.
YOLO it down.
I'm going to go to Belly Pav and buy a bottle of Verve.
Right?
No, but my whole, this is my greatest passion, like empowering women to be financially independent and not seek permission because my frustration is, and I understand it wholeheartedly, is when you drop to one income and you've chosen to be the wonder superwoman hero of the world and have a baby, and so technically it's your income but the husband's bringing it in, right? It's like I have to honestly, if I had $1 for every woman that's like I have to just check with my husband, I would like to change that. I think that this is such a powerful question to have. And I think women should feel empowered to know, and both ways. Like, if the husband wants to go and buy a bag of golf clubs, but it's like has a little bit more of that superiority of ownership of income, it's like, yeah, well, I'm kind of, like I can buy this because she won't mind. Well, actually, like, there's a spending threshold in the household, and you would both like to be consulted. But up until that point, you don't need to be. Now, I'm not saying be a dickhead.
Well, it goes both ways too. Women are out there working in high income jobs while men are at home and things like that.
Yes, honey.
Don't just make this about.
Yes.
Don't get up on your feminist high horse and start burning your bra and shit because it does.
Well, I don't wear bras, so.
Well,
there's that.
Look, it does go both ways as well.
Because
it doesn't.
No, you're saying it. Like,
because I can tell you right now that there are men out there working their fucking ass off, and there's women at home spending all the money with no regard for the partner.
This is what I'm saying.
So
what powerful questions to then sit down on a date night.
But don't just make it. Don't give me the feminist diatribe.
I will always give you the feminine diatribe, babe. feminine. I don't like that word. All right. So number 4, okay, this is cool. So this isn't really us because we talk about this every day, but I'm going to ask it and then we're going to dissect it for everyone else. How often, honey, do you want an update on our finances?
We do it weekly.
We do it daily.
Kind of.
Oh, I do.
I give you little bits and pieces along the way, but it's very rare that we will sit down and collectively go over around tax time. We sit down collectively and go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. But other than that, it's usually weekly. But to be honest with you, monthly would be fine.
Yeah, but
unless there's something major.
But yeah, so we do this. We'll see, because so we've got the trust account, everything gets paid into that, and then it's like tax, savings, this, that, the other, and then play money, and then all the things. So we do that weekly. Yeah. But when Chris admittedly spoke about this, and I really appreciated and respected that, he did speak to the fact that predominantly, and I would like to change that. That's my mission in life. The men are the money makers in most homes when and if women choose to stop and have a baby. Now, that wasn't my story, and it's not my story. Yeah. But the average statistics are that. So he was saying he loves that the couple should have this conversation so that if a woman feels like, and this is my passion, like women should be across the finances. Yeah, well,
they should be definitely involved.
Like you should know your debt position, which you shouldn't, but you should know income, you should know expenses, you should know it's not anyone's job. It's not your job as a female, and it's not the husband's job. Yeah. It's a collective job. And because if you were single, you would be across all that, right? So that's a really important question to have. So for you, I'm like, if I was in the position of like one mum at home with kids, you were working, I would want a weekly, like that would 100%. I would want the weekly update on our finances for sure. Yeah. Because I don't know, I suppose in my mindset, I'm like, we would have a higher income and all the things. But so if you're like, if nothing really changes, then then the answer may be different for you. Yeah. But I know for myself, it is weekly for us. It's almost, you give me daily like share updates and things. But for me, I would want a weekly. If that was our sort of non-experience, that's what I would want.
Yeah, totally. And I'm okay with that. I think weekly's too much. For me, monthly's fine.
Yeah, isn't realistically. That funny? Yeah. That's so funny.
Unless like...
Perfect, I'll change it.
Unless there's financial Armageddon, and then it's like hourly.
Well, and this can happen, right? Like I feel like when you're not across your finances, and so this is the thing. This is why I'm so keen to talk about money more. But this is statistics across every study, most relationships and marriages end because of money woes. Yeah. And infidelity. No, but it's actually not. It's like it's money woe. It's money.
I'm sure it is.
So I think, and they, the statistics are, and we've heard this forever.
Well, legally speaking, it would be because of irreconcilable differences.
Which is money.
No, it's not.
Well, because they argue over money. No, but babe, you know this. I'm kicking. I'm like, you know this. True. It's money. So, and that's the crazy thing. So imagine if you sat down on a date night. Yep. You put the 4 questions. That's what I wrote them out in front of me. And you asked each other the questions. Now, no judgment. No right or wrong. I was like, wow, that's interesting. 1 month. Okay, I'll change it. No. But like there's literally no right or wrong with this. It's actually just about deeply understanding the money mindset and makeup of your beloved and recognizing and understanding, okay, I feel secure when I earn, but they feel secure when they save. Okay, I can't put them down then when they're at me about saving. Where I can change is go, okay, what's our saving goal then, for example? But then they can't put you down when you work really hard, but you then, which I do, for example, need to come up with ways that, okay, for me, it's like I'm going to probably work late Monday and Tuesday, and then I'm generally down from my office like early on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. So it's this beautiful roadmap of financial questions to understand. It's just good to
make sure both parties are on the same page as well.
And as you can see, as you always will see with us, we are literally black and white.
Chalk and cheese.
Chalk and cheese.
But a cheese now. I've been drinking a couple of red wines.
But it works so well. But that's okay. That's us. They're the questions.
They're the 4 questions. Look, I'll put them in the show notes so you don't have to re-listen to the whole half an hour podcast.
You're a legend.
To get the questions again. But sit down, ask them to your significant other, and yeah, we'd love to know what comes back and how you go. Yeah. So don't contact me. Contact me. No, you can contact me.
Tag us both. Tag us if you ask the questions, if you love the questions, if you listen and you love it, share it by all means. We love to engage with you guys. So until next time, have a beautiful week.